Okay guys, as promised, doing the Psalmopoeus irminia Tarantula Spotlight video. This will be information on the species, my experiences with them, and some stuff about where they're from. Of course, the Psalmopoeus irminia is the Venezuelan sun tiger, and they are located in the eastern border of Venezuela and the western part of Guyana, and they've also been located in part of the northern part of Brazil, where Guyana and Venezuela come to meet at the very tip of Brazil there. They are a rainforesty kind of, or forestry kind of spider. They're found in dense vegetation, and they're considered an arboreal type spider. Anybody that's kept them knows as slings, as you can see here. You can see he's just built himself a little burrow. This guy is going to get a new home as soon as these guys go. It's not going to go in that. It's going to go in something just a tad bit smaller than that, because he still is kind of small. I don't want him squeezing out any ear holes. I don't think he would in that anyway. But yeah, so no, I might just put him in there. Who knows? So some facts about the spider. It looks like if I read that correctly, they were, and I forgot to write the guy who actually discovered them. Looks like 1994. What I found with them as they grow, and it's not going to be male versus female. I've raised, this is the fourth male, this guy here. This is the one that's going to Quentin. This is the fourth straight male that I've had. I have yet to have a female, so I'm holding out hope for this little dude here. If not, maybe I'll pick up a few more slings, because I do like these, and the Pulker's the best. I do like the Cambridge eyes as well too, but I have that nice, thick, beautiful Cambridge eye. And I've had no problems raising the irminia. I've had a couple Cambridge eye slings die. The Venezuelan sun tiger in Venezuela, their average temperatures throughout the year 75 degrees. Their average low temperature is 64 degrees. Now that average high is going to increase, of course, but the average high temperature in Venezuela is 75 degrees. They have a wet season between the months of May through December, and that can vary. I didn't do the transfer or the conversion of millimeters, but they get about 134 millimeters of rain, which I think is roughly in the 30-inch mark, somewhere in there possibly, of rain. We don't do the centimeters here, so we didn't really, I mean, we learned them when we were young in grade school, but I've never really had to worry about the conversion. So for those of you that know the centimeters, it's 134 millimeters of rain a year is what that is, 134 millimeters. I think their hottest month was April, and their coldest month is January. And today's temperature right now is 79 degrees with 70% humidity. In that area, I tried to get the area of where they're from, so it's roughly 70%. Now they have a 6 to 9 month high humidity level that goes along with that wet season that can have their humidity temperatures in the 70% to 90%, which is ideal for someplace like where I live in the summertime, where it's sweltering and we get 90% humidity a lot. I've noticed that the irminias that I have always matured in the summertime when it was really, really hot and stuffy. What I found with this species is, depending on what type of enclosure you put them in, if you give them a cork tube, they're going to utilize that cork tube. They're also going to probably burrow next to it, depending on how much substrate that you put in. And they make webbing, as you can see here, and they pull substrate up into that webbing to give it structure and to make what we call dirt curtains, almost like they can hide behind that silk webbing and they can't be seen. Not that I think that's what's going through their head, but as humans, that's the only way that I can rationalize what they do. They're extremely good eaters. They grow at a great pace. Not super fast, but I wouldn't call it medium. I would call them a fast-growing species. They grow quicker than my Pulkers have, by far. I don't know why. They are very, very unpredictable. Probably out of all the spiders that I own now, I mean, just getting the lividus, I'm not really quite sure the attitude that that one's going to exhibit. But out of all the spiders that I have, this one right here is the most unpredictable spider that I have. I never know what the irminias are going to do. I've seen this one particularly try to feed it, and it come flying up out of its little bark tube area and almost coming straight out of the enclosure. I've seen them on videos where people are trying to tong feed them, and they blow right past the prey and right up the tongs. You just don't know where they're going to burst out from. I know that they live in an arboreal type of setup, so they're going to be in trees, and they're going to be in scrub brushes that are at the base of trees. They like to do a lot of webbing in the area to keep themselves that secure, safe feeling. They can have about 100 to 150 babies per pairing on average. Now, there are probably times when it's less, and there may be times when it's more. I think the best time to breed them is going to be at the beginning, early of the year. Why that came on, I'll never know. Where the heck did that go? Oh, it's in my hand. Sorry, I unmuted it for some odd reason. I don't know why. So you got a little bit of the ID channel. And they also can double clutch. And generally, within 4 months is when they would lay the second egg sac. So if you're pushing 5 months, 6 months after the first one, odds are that spider is not going to double clutch. I don't know if it's something that, is generally prevalent in younger females or older females. That information I could not find. I did look. I didn't really find much. I didn't go on arachnoboards to look up breeding or bite reports. But a bite from this is going to give you some pain. Probably, I would think these and the Psalmopoeus cambridgei are probably the worst New World bite you're going to get as far as the pain threshold and the symptoms that you're going to exhibit afterwards. I still think some of the bigger spiders are going to give you a more painful bite structurally wise because of the size of their fangs. Very, very fast spider. Again, they tend to not mind a little bit more of a humid enclosure. I've never really done it with mine, and they seem to be fine. Because again, I have a decent humidity here. It's not 60 or 70% all the time, but I do get some decent humidity in my area, so I don't fuss with it. But it's not a bad idea if you want to maybe throw some springtails or isopods in, decrease the amount of ventilation that you have, and increase the size of the water dish or spray it down a little bit more. So a great species to have, a great genus to have. The Psalmopoeus is a very, very popular genus overall. Not too many people don't like them. And who doesn't like a black spider with orange chevron and an orange tiger pattern on their abdomen? This guy's finally really getting, that dark now that it's molted. And it probably isn't going to let me show you guys now, but now that I disturbed it. And they do have the patterning as little ones. They just don't have the coloring. He was still a little dull, the last one, so he's really got some really nice black in them now. And they are only sexually dimorphic as the male hits his mature molt. So anybody that looks at them and tells you that, oh, that's a male, they have no clue, because they keep saying the male's got the pipe cleaner legs and they're brown, they're not black. And that's true once they mature, not before they mature. So apparently they're one of the easier tarantulas to breed. I think they're a little bit more forgiving. You want to make sure that you have plenty of room when you are breeding these two. Give the male an escape route or a hide to get into away from the female. But generally, from what I understand, the males generally can get away without any problem. The females will back off once the breeding is over. The males will do their thing and get out of the way, and you'll be able to breed them with another female or two. So that's the information. Like I said, the temperature right now is 79 degrees in Venezuela, in Caracas. I think that's what it was, Caracas, Venezuela, right? And the humidity is 70%. So it's decent there right now. And it's actually a little higher than their normal average high temperature in January, because January is supposed to be their colder month with temperatures into the high 60s on average. So again, those temperatures may vary farther into the jungle where these are found, based on, I went off of Caracas, the city of Caracas, so that, again, that may change just a little bit as far as your actual temperatures for where these guys are found. But a great South American species, and you can see the beautiful orange chevrons now prevalent on the legs there. I sure hope that my next one is definitely a female. If not, I'll probably have to pick up some more slings and try to get a female out of it. They're not hard to raise, or not hard to get to the point. As slings, I do like to give them a little bit more moisture than I do when they get to be, larger slings, a 2-inch mark or so. So I will spray. I've been spraying the little guy down a little bit more, keeping the substrate somewhat damp. I haven't done it in a little while. And they will drink off the side of the enclosures. So just like most slings do. So, Deb, I hope this is what you were looking for. We'll work on the Euopilastris campistratus video soon. And thanks for those of you that do give me the ideas and suggestions on what videos to do. I do enjoy the interaction. And yeah, so this one's going away. This little guy's going away. So we'll have to watch the other little guy grow up. And hopefully it's not a little guy, it's a little gal. Maybe we'll just give it a female name, and hopefully that'll just make it female. So we'll call it Lucy. That's what we'll do. We'll call the other one, the little one is going to be named Lucy. And thanks for watching.